What's up, everyone? I love doing this. This is the Safe with Saylee edition. On this part, gotta let individuals know how we start off. Let me load this down. It's the first time I'm having some music on the Safe with Saylee. Must be something special. More than me getting this re-silked, you dig? But yeah, I need to let individuals know this. So, the Safe Space Saylee show is on Monday at 7. The Safe with Sailing is usually on a Friday, but that can come any day. It can come on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's more of just some conversation, talking about what was going on. I think I like it even on Saturday. Start the week off, end the week off, just with some conversation. And I like that. I need individuals to know this. I'm doing this for, you guys. Because as a counselor, I deal with a lot, especially as a counselor in LA. I'm dealing with a lot of individuals. I pull in a lot of information. There's a lot of wisdom that comes out, a lot of passion, that comes out as well too. So I want individuals to know that, hey man, you're in a spot or you're in a space where you have someone there speaking, and they're coming from some place of not only education, but sincerity as well too. Like, dang man, what is he really talking about? Sometimes people say, hey, he's just ranting or whatever, if it works. And this is what I was talking about, even with my stylist today. Shout out to Mike, get it going. So and I love that he's a creative. I love that he's a creative, and that he can and he's really pushing himself. Okay, let's talk on this. There's a lot of individuals, they have things that they want to do, but they're self-conscious or just overthinking just the situation that they're in. How are they going to show up to the world, or how does somebody look at this? And this is like when I was telling some of my friends too, even when it comes to the confidence, this is why you got to work on self-love. So you can show up any type of way. And I was telling my big bro this, and I made certain videos on this, and I'm going to talk about this because it's very important. People's lives will not change because of that fear, and they're afraid to even be themselves. Got people that's not even liking who they are. I mean, if you're going to read books and join all these groups and classes, do that. Hey, man, I hope that it works. Freeing you from that lockdown mode of, man, I'm not, I can't do what I really want to, what brings me joy, what brings me happiness. That's what we're getting to. If you look on my page, it says, man, the best counselor speaking about expressing self-love. That's what it is. And I'll be doing that for the rest of my life. I don't know, that bio may change. It may change a lot. But the thing is, what's very important about that is to go ahead and you get your own creative, let's say, endeavors, or your creative genes, or your creative, position to be expressed. You want to make sure that you're living the life that you can live. Let's say you don't even know you can live it. I'll speak on it like this. Let's say you don't even know that you can live it. figuring out how you even want to live. You got to get out there and try certain things. Imagine going your whole life not trying anything or trying certain things. It's just like with food. Oh man, nah, I don't like that food. I don't like. You've never even tried it. How do you know you don't like it? So it's just like that. Within life, it's like, have you given yourself 10 years of self-love to see what can be manifested? What can come out of something like that? It's just like growing up in a loving family that pushes you towards your goals or towards your dreams. It's like, son, you can have, or daughter, you can have anything that you want. Put your mind to it. Versus you and a family, and they're surrounded by haters. They don't want you to do anything. They try to remind you of different things or what's going on, in life as well too. They try to remind you like, hey, all right, man. There are certain things that are going on in that life where it's like, all right, they want to keep you down. And this happens in the family. This does happen in the family. So sometimes you have to break away from that trap. I call it a trap. Or from that cage. From that prison. It's there. And I've seen it. And it's more than me being a counselor. Being a human on this planet. I've seen individuals be not even reach their true potential because of what has happened in their life. The household that they were raised in. Oh, I wasn't loved. I'm one of those types. I'm like, hey, man, you got to use that. Everything. Use it. Use the abandonment. Use the disrespect. Use the hate to launch you, to another level. It's why people, a lot of individuals don't like what I got going on. And that's all right. Make sure you like what you got going on. That's one of the most important things, on the planet. Making sure that you enjoy what you have. What you can actually do. And I'm not saying, oh man, this is going to work out in a month or this week. Oh man, do it right now. Oh, but self-love can start now. This is, hey, maybe it's even writing down some affirmations, what you want to do. I remember this one time writing, it blew me away. And I don't even know why I haven't done it recently, but just writing down different goals that you want to accomplish with no time frame on them. So let's say give yourself a year or give yourself 6 months, but just things you wanted to accomplish. Let's say get a passport, get a job, or, travel to, Brazil, certain things like that, or, pay down my credit card debt, whatever it is, write it down. Write that situation down and review it. Not every day, but just place it into your mind so it can hit that subconscious, and you're like, okay, you're probably looking at it every, I don't know, let's say once a week. But the thing about it is you realize that, all right, I'm in a certain situation. I've wrote down some dreams and some goals that's really near and dear to me. Now don't forget it. Don't say, oh man, I gotta pressurize. I gotta get to this right now. I gotta do it. Let it flow within your life. Let it flow within your life. Like, oh man, I want to get this passport, or I want to travel to Australia. But there's as I begin so excited about this, because I know everything that you want really right now is some steps away. How does that first step feel? It's like, man, I want whiter teeth. Hey man, you gotta start. Maybe you brushing once a day. Maybe you gotta brush twice a day, or actually even change what you're brushing with. But that starts. Dang, I want my teeth 1 or 2 shades whiter, whatever. Any goal, I want more freedom in my life. But you living at home with your parents. I ain't saying, hey, I'm not saying not to live at home with your parents. No, no, no. Live that. If you feel that and you love that, live that. But I want to let individuals know too, to get that true freedom, it's not just going to be all roses and bubbles and butterflies. It's going to be tough too. Like, dang. And I realized this too, with even in my own life, you get to a certain point where you realize, like, hey, you're going against your old self. So it will feel like you're not supposed to do it. Like, man, why did I do this? And that's where some of the doubt creeps in. It's like, dang, am I really supposed to be on this mission? But you have to know to lock in to that certain situation, regardless of what shows up. Now, this is building mental toughness as well too. This is building mental toughness. So when you're looking at a situation and you know I really want it, nothing is gonna pull me away from that. So regardless of how I'm feeling emotionally, regardless of what my family is saying, regardless of what my friends are saying, like I'm letting individuals know right now, I'm in the middle of LA. And I know that there's tons of people that were against it. Tons of people. Even with me doing my hair like that, tons of people. You're going to always have people against everything that you're doing. But make sure that you like it. The amount of peace that I could create and freedom, enjoy that I'm creating for myself right now. I had to go through the tough times. I had to. So this is why I'm not afraid of difficulties or discomfort on that end now. I'm not. Hold on, guys. What's going on inside everybody trying about? I'm not afraid of that because I know what it brings. It's like when you run in that race and you see when you get to that finish line what happens, or you get to that nearing that end, or you won that one race. Like, dang, that baby was tough. But it prepares you. It's like, okay. But I made it through. I made it through that situation. It was tough, but I made it through. And I'm happy with the results. This is kind of how life shows up. So I'm always excited about helping other individuals get to where they want to be. And it's like, I can't just be happy for individuals if I'm not even happy with myself. No. Heck no. It's not going to happen. And I'm showing up. Individuals say, oh man, I'm aggressive. I don't like the way he speaks, or I don't like the way, he's carrying himself. I don't like what he's doing. That's good for you. Keep that over there. So you got to understand this. You're going to always have somebody, and I don't care the age too, you're going to always have individuals that don't like what you're doing. I mean, it's just a part of this life game as well too. It's almost, think about it like this. Let's say you signed up for this. I signed up for the difficulties. I signed up for everybody to go against me just only to see if I was really about it. If I could really persevere through that difficulty or that tough situation to find myself. Or to do what I really, really wanted to do. Now imagine you had to do that, but then still failing. And the individuals, I tell sometimes individuals, oh man, you want to come back and do this again, you want to try it over. You done already put in so much work, 40 years, 30 years, 50 years, 60, whatever it takes. Now I see sometimes why individuals, I be thinking about some individuals that grow up older, or when they grow up in their old later age, and you still around. I'm not saying nobody should die young. I'm not saying that. But look at it, maybe there's some things you have not gotten. Like, dang, man, my soul really wants me to get this, for myself. Really wants me to get it. So make sure that you put it in that work. And I'm not saying, because I know there was something that I posted on my page. I want you to get into a family. I want you to do something that's working for you. Let's say if that family surroundings, it doesn't work. Maybe you'll be accepted somewhere else. You know? You gotta understand, like, okay, certain times you would not be accepted in your, let's say, the birth town, birth family, or all that, and all that stuff as well too. It's like, man, I wanna do this. I wanna complete this, but you can't do that in the family that you're in right now, the city that you're in. You can't do it. It's like me. There were certain things I would have never accomplished if I didn't make it to LA. But I knew it. I knew I had to make it here. If I really wanted it, if I really wanted to have a certain experience. And that's what something may lead me off to my next destination. Fearless. Now, does the fearlessness come with stupidity? No, not at all. I take heed on what's being said, by individuals. I'm not dangerous, but I'm fearless. And I speak up for what I want, at least to myself. It's like, man, I can't let me down. Get anybody else. Okay, yeah, all the other people, yeah, cool, they good too. But I can't let me down because I'm the one that got to deal with the emotions. So I'm at a point really right now where it's like, hey, man, you can feel how you want about me, but I have to make sure that I make certain moves because I can't let me down. There are certain things that I have to make sure that I move forward. I have to challenge myself. That's why even with friends as well too, I be so aggressive. I can tell certain friends like, man, why does he talk to me that way? Hey, man, I know some things can't come off aggressive or whatever it may be, but I'm not here to please everyone. It's a lemonade that was made, guys. Some good stuff, but I'm not here to please everyone. Not on this app, not on this planet, nothing like that. I gotta make sure that I'm happy. On that end. So yeah, guys, that's some of the things you gotta make sure that you're placing yourself first. And really love yourself, because if you truly, really love yourself, I'm gonna speak on this, then you will not be afraid to go after the things that you really want. Let's say it's let's say even recording a song. I remember being in Atlanta, and children used to bring them into the booth, record. Some of my little cousins, some children of some friends that I've had. Oh man, they loved it. Now, did I apply pressure to them? No, but I needed folks to get the experience. Like, whoa, somebody loves me enough to get on their equipment to record me. Imagine you're 10 years old recording a song and then hearing yourself back. Oh, man. People feel like that's not even a child's place. That's not even a child. Children not supposed to be around that recording equipment, expensive stuff, all that. No, man, let them have that. Let them get that freedom. Let them know, man, damn, there was somebody that believed in me, or somebody that trusted me to show me I can do something. Man, there's artists that I listen to, and they make music. Do you think I can be like them? You just did what Beyonce did, what Rihanna did, what, any type of artist, whoever. You just did what they did. Do you know how that amount of confidence what that builds in the individual? Man, so that's why I did it. Because I know how powerful it is. Now, if those same individuals, if I'm not around them or whatever, okay, cool. But that's an experience they'll never forget. I was in the studio. Hold on, guys. I forgot to put on this. But that's an experience they'll never forget. I was in the studio. Hold on, guys. I forgot to put on this. Yeah, I was in the studio. Just imagine a child as a child, man. As a child, I was in the studio making the music, and then, you can say, all right, yeah, I was there with this individual, Mr. Saylee, or he had me in there. It's something that was very, very powerful. And you gotta remember this. There are certain things that you'll never experience in this life if you don't put yourself in a position. And let's say I have to go through certain difficulties to get to that level. Let's say you're at level 5, but to get to level 10, you got to go through hell. Man, I'm ready for that. I mean, for me, I'm ready to go through that hell, however it looks, to get to that level 10 or even 7. So that's another thing there. You have to be willing to go through more difficulty to level up, to get to your next level, to do certain things that you may have never done at level 4, at level 5. So that's another situation right there that you do need, because if not, man, there's so many people I see they're regretting. Imagine you 30, you 40, and regretting, and you still got time? Man. But maybe you should feel that. Maybe you should feel that regret. I remember when I released a song. It was when I was younger. It was in high school. It's like, no regrets when you meet the graveyard. And I stood on that, but I stuck to it. That's why I was looking for the word I was looking for. I stuck to it. No regrets when you meet the graveyard. I'm in the middle of LA. And in a few months, I'll be, who knows, somewhere else. But I know individuals are afraid. And sometimes, let's say things get tough. They be out here for a little bit, and things don't go your way. Then you give up. Oh, man, let me just run back to where I was. Let me run back to that hole. Let me run back to some safety. No, this is no safety around here. No safety. Imagine, let's say you had to be in uncharted territories for 2 years to get to your next level. Can you really? Are you ready to hanker in, hold on in? Thank you on that. Thank you on that, Mr. Sticks. Oh yes, I love it. I had to pop for him real quickly. Oh, it's all love. You see it shaking, silky. I love that. But yes, you have to make sure. How do you know where you could go if you don't allow yourself to experience some difficulties? You're running into safety every time things get tough. No, don't do that on that part. You will never experience certain things if you let fear to control your life. Shout out to everybody come in. And this is a fact. It goes into with life. It does. So, and shout out to my stylist. And we were talking today, and like I said this earlier, he was telling me that before, there's certain things he may speak with me that he won't speak with anybody else. I mean, it's okay. Or let's say you want to you post something online and you're thinking too much about what somebody says. Now, when you're dealing with other people's information, I was telling him, yeah, okay, I understand that. If this person like, hey, man, I don't want to be online, or I don't want this is not cool, and that's good. But about you have to make sure that you can get over what others may think about you even post online. I even know on this even on this app here, TikTok or wherever else, Facebook, Instagram, all the maps, people creating fake pages to monitor other people and what all that in and how that goes. Hey, man. Sometimes people just create pages. Hey, man, I just want to watch somebody or do this. But let's say you have the information or you have the wisdom to bring to somebody else, more importantly to yourself, that can help the planet. But we just want to pull in this information. Yeah, just soak this in. But you talking around me like you got all this wisdom and you got all this stuff. So and you're not gonna put it out. It's just like those artists. Buddy be sitting on 36 albums. You ain't gonna put nothing out. You ain't got nothing on iTunes or nothing on Apple, whatever. Nah, man. No. You're not doing it like that. Not at all. Not at all. So you gotta make sure you end up putting yourself in a position. You gotta trust in self. You have to make sure, like, you never reach certain goals. You never reach certain goals. And I understand that some people, they like where they're at. This, I made a comment the other time, even on here too. I was like, some people like settling. Hey, if you like that settling, then that's what's going to happen for you. I look around the world, I'm like, sometimes I look online, there's a lot of people settling. In relationships. Ooh, oh yeah. Speaking about the relationships, guys, can't you lie? It's coming. The safe space Saylee. The relationship is coming July. People like, oh man, why not June? It's coming July because there's some things I have to get ready. It's gonna maybe take a whole month to get ready. I know this is what people love, the relationship. We may do some matchmaking, maybe some things, bring some males and females on. But I am for love. I am for love. And I'm for individuals finding love. But it's like that as well too. If you don't place yourself out there, I'm talking about no online dating. If you don't go out, you can't find that love. You don't say hi, I love you. You don't spark that conversation. It's just like success. You can't have it unless you place yourself out there. You know? Excuse me. And shout out to Mama that lemonade bit. But yeah, so you gotta look at that. Man, I'm like, to the individuals, now there's some individuals that were in contact with me and they lost contact, they lost access. But I think about myself, like if I had me as a friend, man, I'd be out here. At least somebody that can put you in and shows you what to do and how to do this. Hey man, this is where you go. Everybody don't have that. Sometimes you got individuals, they're waste timers you got around you, man. Shout out to my sister, he was telling me that some people around you, they're waste timers. So you got to realize that. This is why learning yourself is so important. Because you can know everything that's around you. Once you know who you are, everything around you becomes clear. You become aware of it. It's like, dang, man, I didn't know that I was only giving 30% energy. It's like, even for me, I'll be real. I'm probably on 50% right now. I'm not talking about battery. I'm talking about energy given. Because I know, even if they got 70% of Mrs. Saylee, man, I have. But there's going to come a time. It's going to come a time where it's like, and I feel it approaching. I feel like every percent is increasing every day. Like Saylee, Mr. Saylee, he's just popping what he got going on, and I'm landing into it. Now, what that means is how you're showing her. How much of yourself are you placing in the world? How are you showing up, in that world? Are you afraid to be who you are because of what somebody else is saying? Or because you're not used to this? Or you're an introvert? Okay. But be happy with that. Now, if you're an introvert, I mean, that's cool. That's cool stuff. Don't force yourself to do things that you know you are not ready for, or that goes against your biological nature, on that end, or your emotional nature too. But if you know, like, oh man, I talk with people, I'm out and about, I speak up, I'm not afraid of crowds. But you in the house, you ain't stepping out, you ain't letting people know your greatness, and then what? Then you just afraid. And I see people, all the time. It's like, dang man, I want to do more. I want to do things differently, but there's something inside you just saying, man, no. I'm afraid of the result that'll happen. Take that risk. Take that jump. Take that plunge. It will be tough just to feel like that. Like, dang man, I can't do that. I was even telling my mom too. I don't like using that word. They can't. I don't like using that because I don't feel like that. They can't. No. I removed that from my vocabulary. There's always a way to get certain things done. There's always a way. But you have to make sure you're putting yourself out there. Even like I said, if you're writing it down, or if you're showing yourself, all right, man, I have to show up like this, or I want, this X amount of dollars in my bank account. What are you willing to do? You got to be ready to push yourself out to a certain level to really to reap those benefits. Hey, man, do you really believe in what you got going on? Do you believe in yourself? Shout out to everybody coming in on that part. Do you really believe in yourself? Or is that settling is enough? It's just like leaving America. Some of my family, they don't want me to head out. They don't even want me to go out and visit. But I feel another breakthrough is out of the country. Like I said, guys, I'm in LA right now. But look, if you feel your breakthrough is in another country and you got people around you saying, oh man, nah, man, you shouldn't do it. Nah, man, your parents are here. You shouldn't do that. But I feel it in my heart. Like, hey, man, there's a certain breakthrough that may come in another country. Or may come when I visit another area. I did that, I think what is the astrocartology or something like that. Where it sees like, oh, man, not where you're supposed to be, but where you're most likely to have success. It's a very powerful stuff. I saw this one circle over this one country. I'm like, wow. I'm like, dang. Are you telling me if I get into this area, some things will start changing for me? Yeah. That's how even LA did for me until I moved out here. Certain things were not happening. They did not happen. Shout out to everybody coming in. They did not happen. So you got to look at yourself like that. Like, dang. Being in a particular area around the planet could change your whole life. Could change your whole life. Bring you more happiness. Bring you more joy. Bring you more peace. Bring you more clarity. Let's say you're not clear about even what you want to do. You in an area. Let's say maybe Texas. You in the area of Texas or wherever you at. You may be in Peru. Shout out to all my Peruvians as well too. But you may be in certain areas. It's like, man, now you got to get out of that area. You got to get out of there. Check some places out. Check some other things out. And I know other people talk about the finances, the money. I don't have the money to do that. But see, if you know that you're going to be supported regardless, you're willing to go through a situation just like LA. I didn't know I would have any support. It's like taking that step on that ledge and not knowing that there's something actually there. You didn't know. But take that leap. Let's say as soon as you trust in yourself, you take that leap, you book that plane ticket, you take that travel bus ticket or whatever. Things just start opening up for you that you can't even see. It's powerful stuff. It's some powerful stuff. that's having that blind faith as well too. That's having that faith. You know? And I see it within individuals all over the planet. Like I said, guys, as a counselor, I'm always talking with individuals. Sometimes whether they're talking about relationships or whether they're talking about substance abuse issues or family issues on that end. I mean, it's there. I see the issues going on around the planet, and I have a great view of it because I feel like I'm on the inside. Sometimes I'm getting individual stories of what they're sharing. Things that, man, you talking about TV, movies? Man, better than a whole life? It's better than that situation. It's better than that situation. And you have to understand, there are certain things that you cannot experience if you're not willing to go through the difficulties. I'll say that again. There are certain things you will never experience if you're not ready to go through the difficulties. Those cold, those rainy nights. But that's actually what makes you stronger. I tell my boy this all the time. It's like, what I've gone through, I call myself the unbreakable. I feel it. It's in my bones. It's in my DNA. But that's what happened when you faced a tough situation, you made it through, and you didn't give up on yourself. So it's like, the way I'm looking at life now, I'll be quick to tell an individual, like, bro, you gotta lock in. Or you need that difficulty. If you're gonna cry, I remember when Eric Thomas, shout out to Dr. Eric Thomas, shout out to him, man. But they say if you're gonna cry for something. Don't cry and give up. Cry and make it through. If you need to cry because things are so tough, cry. Don't go backwards. Cry and land and move forward with those tears. You know? It's one of those things where you have to really look at what do I really want for my life. Shout out to everybody coming in. What do I really want for my life? And I realize this too. I know individuals talk about the NPCs or all this other stuff. This is why you got to take control. You holding the steering wheel of your own life. And I've seen people not let somebody else control their life. I used to be there. Trying to please this person, please that. No, I ain't pleasing no one. I gotta make sure that I'm happy. I gotta make sure that I'm pleased. Please self. And this is why even when we talk about the relationship, I can't wait for July. Guys, I'm excited. I'm not gonna push it up. I'm excited about July. Because this relationship, this is what the planet is ran on. Relationships. But this is why I told myself too, I'm willing to be hurt 1,000 times, if not more. It's not to find love or no. It's to have that experience. So I know I'm not afraid of the heartbreak, or I'm not afraid of the betrayal. I ain't afraid of that because it's there. It's a part of this life. The betrayal, the hate, the shame. So yeah, let's. I'm like, bring it on, let's go. But see, there's certain things you learn too. When you in a certain situation with someone else, there's certain things you start to pick up on after you've been in relationships that has been, let's say this one has worked, or I've seen where this had failed. You're always learning you're always learning the individual, you're always learning about what you want. I think that's one of the greatest things about relationships, because you can find out, you gotta let the person know what you want and really how to love you, because only you know. The person is not a mind reader. Man, I can't. I'm excited. I'm not gonna push it up. I'm excited about July. We're gonna go real deep. But you have to understand where you are. You gotta love you to be able to tell someone else how to love you. Shout out to everybody joining in. And under individuals, we can miss that. We can miss that sometimes. It's like, oh man, I'm in this stage of love. I just want this person to love me. But you ain't got no communication. You have not communicated to this individual. How do you actually want to be loved? Let me speak on. Let me speak on my last relationship. I told the girl, I'm like, hey, this is kind of what I want. This is kind of how I want you to show up. Now, if you can't show up that way, then things can't really move forward. But they shouldn't. I'll say for anybody, if you're in a relationship and you want to be loved a certain way and the person can't do it, then no, you gotta remove yourself, or you gotta split, or maybe certain things. And I see, when it comes to love too, you have some individuals that's wanting to, like, oh, I can grow, or I can change, or I can do this, I can learn this. Oh, you like this? You like these words of affirmations, or you like, you just like some individuals speaking words of encouragement. Yeah, I can. But see, when you have people hating you, this is another thing in relationships too. I'm excited. I'm not gonna push it up. There's a lot of haters, even in your relationship as well too. Imagine being in a relationship with somebody who is jealous of that. That's tough. Like, who, they jealous? That's a tough situation. But that's a situation anyone needs to get out of. It's a situation anyone needs to get out of. And, a lot of times, for love, like, oh yeah, I'm sticking around for this love. Yeah. I understand that. It's cool. Lock into that. But do your own research and investigation while you're in it. Do your own investigation while you're in it. You got your partner right there. Do it. You've been seeing, an individual for 6 months. Certain things would not come out. I gotta speak on this, man. Until the 5th year. But there's certain trends you can see. It's like, oh man, we ain't even gonna make it to 5 years. Ain't enough here. I'm not getting what I wanted. I can't wait for the 5 years. But you're supposed to know, like, hold on, is this an individual to work with till I can get to that 5-year mark? It's that some individuals can't even make it that far. Shout out to everybody coming there. Sometimes you don't even make it that far. And you gotta be okay with that situation too. You have to be okay. Because remember this, you're not for everyone. And once I realized that within myself, like, man, I'm not for everyone, it was so much easier to let individuals leave my life, go far off, do what you want to do. Now, everyone who I've been with, I love them all. And that's when people don't understand. People like, man, Saylee, you love how you love all them all, and you're not with, because I love the experience they brought. I'm just a loving type of individual. That's just who I am. So even friends, family done wrong by, still love me. You can't. I told you as before, the unbreakable. You can't break what I got going on. You think you're gonna break my love? It's not gonna happen. I don't care if you trick yourself off $1 million deals. You self-sabotaged $1 million situation. Be all the way real. But the love is still there. Love is still there, but you self-sabotaged. But see, that's another thing. So powerful. And Matt, this is what I was talking about, being in a certain area to gain certain success. But if you're in a certain spot and you're actually battling yourself, you're actually sabotaging what you have going on. So it's almost like you ain't serious about your own greatness. You're not serious. You playing around with your own greatness. It's like, dang, man, I can be this great, but I'm going to do things to trick myself out of my spot. Now imagine that. We talking about all these other individuals, all these friends, family, or whoever. But let's say you right in that mix. You tricking yourself. You playing yourself. Not even talking about playing small. It's talking about self-sabotage. You in a situation where you're sabotaging your own greatness. You're afraid. I remember that was in that movie Coach Carter. Guys, I'm getting warmed up. I was in that movie Coach Carter. It's like, we're actually afraid that we can make it happen. Of the greatness. I don't even, like, oh man, I don't want to be rich. I don't want to be successful. I don't want to be loved. I don't want to be happy. Because you're afraid of it. Like, damn. Look at the world. That's a wild world that we're going to be in. That's a wild world. That, man, I'm doing things unknowingly to me that will actually sabotage my situation. Harm it from me getting to my next level. Only because I don't even want to see that success. I'm afraid of even that success. That's a wild situation, guys. It is. This is now for the solution of that. It's the self-love. You gotta love who you are. So it's like, man, you know what? I don't care if I'm $1 billion man, $1 million, whatever. I'm not gonna sacrifice my let's say my way of living after those dollars come in. People say, oh man, when I get these dollars, I'll change up. No, them dollars supposed to reveal who you really are. Let them dollars reveal who you really are. You know who you are at heart. You know who you are, or let's be real, you may not know. That's why when you see some folks when they get, I remember seeing some homeboys too. When you get some plays, you got some females around you or whatever, and however it is, you see them boys changing up quick. Like, dang, bro, you're not used to no females. Like, come on. And it's just like that with money too. Like, dang, you got this money around you, letting that stuff change you? Man, come on, man. Man, please, come on. So don't be afraid of even finding out what you're afraid of. People that are still sleeping with the TV on, the nightlight on, scared of the dark. That's what it is right there. You're afraid of what you don't know. That unknown, and the unknown can be scary. I know that. But this is why I was saying about becoming fearless. When you trusting in who you are, what you bringing into the planet, when you bring it into your life, you're not concerned about what is on the other side of that door. What is in my closet? The lights are off, or what? I'm ready for it all. That can't break me. I'm me. And I'm not, now if you read the scriptures, all that, I'm not going to go, you can read the scripture, let the scripture power you up. I think what they were talking about do not fear. I think it showed up in scripture, maybe like 100 and some time. But I mean, yeah, it's there. I'm talking about the Bible, so if it's in there, yeah, do not fear. But you letting that control your whole life. You letting that control your whole life. So guys, we on this end. Mr. Saylee with the Silk Press, safe with Saylee, Silk Press, Saylee. What they don't call me Silk Press Saylee. Man, I love it. I love it. See, you gotta love you. You have to love you, what you got going on, what you're bringing to the planet. And I always want you to know that you always have haters. But are you gonna allow them to stop what you're bringing to the planet, what you're bringing to the earth, even to your own life. You know, everyone who wants to move here, move there. It's good. Go and see it. I remember just one lady. She was on this app too, on TikTok. Shout out to her. I forgot her name, but she moved to Indonesia. Sorry about that, guys. She moved to Indonesia and living the best life. Sometimes you may need to go to another country. And while you find out your family's right there. This is a soul family. I know people talk. Shout out to Big Brother Wild Bizzle too. He talk about soul family. A lot of people talk about it. But imagine that your soul family is in another country. You can just be your true self. You can just be who you are. You know, on that end. That's something very, very powerful. You know. But it's like I was saying with that fear. If you don't move onto that area, you'll never know. You'll never know. And it can be very sad. It can be very, very sad. I see some individuals, I'm like, dang. Life is just miserable. I ain't saying like you shouldn't work. No, work. Do what you... But you at a job, I understand it's paying bills. But you unhappy? That's why I know that when they say that to each his own. Hey man, that's cool. You know, I think about, you know, here in America, there's a lot of individuals. You know, they're, you know, they have finances, rich, whatever. They've moved to other parts of the country where it's a little bit cheaper to live. So now they're in a certain position to where it's like, all right, life can be a little bit more easy. I can stretch my dollar. I can stretch my finances to where it works for me. Now I can move. You're talking about moving like a king, queen. You move like a god and goddess. I'd be like that. Where you're not even worried about finances anymore. Let's say things paid off for the year. Imagine that, how stress-free that is. Things paid off for the year. I'm not talking about the month, 6 months. I'm talking about the year. This baby is paid off. You know, so I mean, that's why I don't, like I'm saying, I don't regret, but I don't feel as sorry for individuals, you know, as well too, just because my mom had told me, like, you make your bed, you gotta lie in it. If you're not going after what you really want, if you're not putting yourself in a position to have more, why should you have more? Keep struggling. You know, stay at that job that you don't like. You know, do that. And one of those type of things, they really don't work for you because you're allowing not only yourself not to have what you really want. It's like, dang. Well, then you must love the struggle then. You must love the disgust. You must love the what you're getting, the results that you're getting. You must love that. You know, so it's one of those, I appreciate the like on that end, but it's one of those situations where you have to realize, like, man, you know what? I don't really even want more out of life. So this is why even when I'm talking with my clients, it's really for me. It's really for me on that end. Shout out to the guests, man. We're not doing any joints. We're almost out of here, man. No joints for today. Come to that Safe Space Saylee show, man. Monday at 7 p.m., man. We probably won't join that. Not joining up. But I appreciate you coming up on that end. Very powerful. But I want individuals to realize this. As when I'm talking with my clients, there's certain things that I do it for. I really do it for me. And I love them. They almost like really extensions to me. I'm not saying I'm just some kind of big person or like that. But yeah, I'm public figure now. I mean, it feels good. It feels good. Like, then when you, not really to go out and be recognized, but knowing what you're bringing to the city. And see, the reason that I do it is to bring growth and development. But now, if people are not, if they're not taking in the information, you know, that's a personal problem. But I'm not gonna show up any less, or I'm gonna dim my light so to make others happy. No. I'm actually gonna crank it up. They report me a lot. Individuals don't like what I'm doing or how I conduct my classes. That's all right. That's okay. I'm gonna stay like this forever. At least for now. You know, and that's where you don't want to leave off like that, guys. That's how, when you're in a position, when you know that you're showing up, ruffle those feathers. You have to. Because the way how the life is going right now, the world, it needs to be shaken up. Shake it up. And let's say you were here to shake. Remember, they talk about like how Jesus or Yeshua, he came in there the tabernacle turning those tables. Turn some tables, man. I'm not calming down. Turn those tables, son. See what's going on. Got a little bit of this lemon juice left. Shout out mom making this lemonade. Very powerful lemonade. It's better than Chick-fil-A. And I've just found out Chick-fil-A get their lemons from Cali. So who knows? That may be the same. Telling. Chick-fil-A get their lemonade. Their lemons from Cali. Fresh squeeze. Lemonade from Cali as well. Man, come on. So it's probably the same. No wonder it feels better. You know, because I know they're not putting no cane sugar in there. Or whatever, but that's another situation. That's another topic. But yeah, guys, please take care of yourselves. Please love on yourself some more. Please do what you can to get to where you want to be. Right there. And you know, we almost out here. We probably got a couple more minutes, then we out here. But I appreciate everyone just always chiming in or just really just showing some love. Remember, Safe Space Saylee show is Monday at 7. You don't want to miss that. There's always some things going on. I don't know what the topic gonna be on this week. See, that's for me with the topic. Topics change up. You never know what they're gonna be. I told you guys July we bringing in the relationship. Not June, but July. We skipping June. That's gonna prepare me, getting me lined up. But everything you know is self-love. You go to the page, you see, that's the foundation. You can't have nothing else if you're not loving yourself. People be having the money, and I've dealt with clients like that. They be having the money. Oh, why they do it like this? Yeah, okay, so let me say it like that. They be having the money and not happy. No. They be lucky, man. They get a hold of me. Ooh. I know some individuals, they're homeless right now. I'm talking about on the street. I'm not talking about in no cell. I'm not talking about living in no car. I'm talking about on the pavement, man. But loving self. Now that's miraculous. It is. Very much so. You on the pavement. The world has taught you, man, no, you can't do that. You can't live like this and still be happy with yourself. That's the same why individuals have millions or thousands or whatever they have, and then they don't love themselves. No. Guys, we're almost out of here. We got about another minute, another 30 seconds here. We do what we can. But yeah, so I appreciate everyone. Love you guys. Please love yourself. And just remember this too. If you're sabotaging yourself for your own greatness, then don't be mad at the world. Look within. Like, man, I got to get something right. Why don't I want to be successful? Why don't I want to be happy? Do you even feel you deserve it? Man, do you even deserve freedom? Do you deserve that happiness, joy, even calmness? Man, sometimes people don't feel like they even deserve it. You know? But yeah, guys, so Mr. Saylee. Mr. Saylee, Silk Press Saylee, you know how it is. Popping off just how I want to. Exactly how I want to. Remember, pop your stuff. Individuals will always hate on what you got going on. They will always. But make sure you're not hating yourself. Just make sure you're not hating yourself. That's one of the most powerful things. To realize that, man, if you're hating yourself, that's why some of those girls too, they be with that self-harm, all that stuff, that goes on. So you gotta understand, like, dang, why am I doing this to myself? The self-sabotage is right there. Yeah, guys, so I appreciate everyone coming in on that part. Hope that everyone continues to love themselves. I just drop in for this hour just to see what's going on. TikTok, she dropped some wisdom out on some individuals. Bring some very powerful information. That's what I'm here for. Appreciate it. Hope everyone does well. But they say make the rest of your life the best of your life, but you gotta put in the work. Signed, sealed, and delivered. All right, we out. We out here like last year.